Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. Today we're going to go over something very basic, and that is going to be fixing a flat tire. What do you do when you get a flat tire? Well, I'm going to go over one of those options for you today. But before I get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, consider subscribing down below. If that subscribe button is still red, that means you are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If it already is subscribed, that means the bar is going to be gray. Make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you're notified every time I upload so you don't miss any of this great content here. So, going into the video, this is my trainer tire that I use with my road bike when I go on the trainer. If you don't know why the tire is red, that means you haven't watched my video on how to set up a trainer. That means you need to go watch that video. I'll post a link up in the corner here. Make sure you check that out. That way you know why this tire is red, because it's a kind of an interesting thing. But we're gonna get right into this here. So you're riding your bike down the road and you hit a glass, and oh no, and your tire's flat. Uh-oh. What do? You can't just ride on this. You're gonna eat the side right where your wheel contacts the tire. It's gonna eat into your tire and it's not gonna be good. So you gotta change that as soon as possible or fix this some way. Today we're gonna go through the very basics of changing the tube inside of your wheel and getting it all nice and inflated, all set back into the wheel, all perfect as it should be. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm using my stand here, my bike stand with my wheel holder. You can do this on the ground, you can do this wherever you would like. Very simple thing to do. First thing you're gonna do, get your wheel off your bike, whether that's a front wheel, loosen your brakes, loosen the, get the chain in the lowest gear so you can get the derailleur off, anything like that, get the wheel off of the bike. Now you got your wheel off the bike, tire is obviously flat. So what you're gonna need to do is get something like one of these here. These here are actually my Barfly air levers. I actually did a review on these in the past. It's actually really cool. Otherwise, just the basic tire level will work perfectly fine for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a tire lever here. What we're gonna do, you get your tire lever up under the bead here, and we're gonna pull it up. And then some tires, you can just push and it will slide, maybe. I don't know if this is one of them. Let's see. Push and slide. There it goes. Push and slide all the way down. Just like so. And sometimes you will need to use two if your tire does have a really tight bead. The tire and wheel fitment is really tight. Sometimes you do have to use two. You stick one underneath the bead like I showed for the single one, and you get the next one, kind of put it right next to it or a little bit farther down, and the same kind of thing, pull it up and then use that second one to actually push all the way around to get the tire bead off. And once you've broken the bead, just like this, we're gonna go ahead, pull this whole tire bead off here. So you can go run your finger, run your tire lever, whatever you feel like, around the whole tire here. See, there we go, it's just like that. So now you have one whole tire of your tire that's de-beaded, all set to go. And then, if you look right inside, you got your tube right here. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the tube out here. This would be your old one here, got some hole in it. If you have a Presta valve, you can go ahead and unscrew it right here. Get that all unscrewed. Make sure you save this, don't lose it. And we can pull, let's see here. And then you kind of pull your tire off to the side, push your valve through, and you got your old tube out. So if you got a flat tire on the road, what you're gonna wanna do, your old tube's here, kind of take a quick look at the outside of it here. So you can see your inside would be where the valve is. Take a quick look at the outside. You can see if there's any kind of markings on the outside of where it would have punctured, anything like that. You can also take a quick look at the inside as well. Sometimes you'll be able to see a little mark on the inside of something like internal, like a spoke poked through. You'll be able to see that as well on the inside. So you want to take a look, see if you see anything like that. If you don't see anything here and your tire did go flat, what you want to do, I use my hands, you can use a rag or whatever the heck you want to do, your gloves, and you want to go ahead and run your hand, run your fingers all the way around the wheel here. All the way around, and make sure there's nothing in there, nothing in your tire that would cause it to go flat again. If you were going to patch it or replace it with a new tube, you don't want your new one going flat just as quickly as your old one did. So make sure you check that. All right, so you checked your tire, made sure there's nothing in there that's gonna puncture your new tube, make sure everything looks good there. Now, I'm gonna get your new tube here. If you have a Presta valve, or if you have any really type of valve here, what you want to do is a lot of times when you get it brand new in a package, you know, back in the, like a tube, like a box with the tube in there, that tube is completely flat. It's very easy if you go put that flat tube into your tire here to actually get the pinch, to actually have that pinch somewhere where when you pump it up, pops the tire right up, pops the tube all over again. So easiest way to do it is get a little bit of air in here. Now that's with your floor pump or with a Presta valve, you can actually get this loose. So you can loosen the tip up just like that, and then you can actually, and it'll actually fill it up just enough so it actually forms a shape. You can see here, it's actually the shape of a tire now. So it's gonna go nice, easily into there. It's not flat, it's not gonna be really easily pinched or anything like that. Nice little tip there for you. So we're going back here, back to the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead here. Our valve stem is gonna be right up here. I'm gonna go ahead and slide our valve stem into the hole it's supposed to go down. If you have a Presta valve or a Schrader valve with a thread on holder here, I'm gonna go ahead and thread on that collar. Don't tighten it up all the way, just enough that it's not going to, you know, the valve's not gonna come out while you're seating everything back in like it's supposed to. So what you wanna do, go ahead and pull your tire up, get it seating into the tire here. And you just kind of want to go around the whole tire here, the whole tire, get it nice and seated down into the tire itself. That way it's out of the way of the wheel, it's not going to be in the way, potentially get snagged on the wheel and pinched there as well, because that's not fun either. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all set here. Let's see. Just like so. All right, now that you get your tire or your tube all seated inside the wheel, what you want to do, I'm going to first seat right up by the valve stem. Make sure you get this sucker. That's why I didn't say to tighten it here. Trying to loosen that collar up, push it up a little bit so you can get the bead of the tire up underneath there. So it seats down underneath where the tube is, just like so. You can see it started to seat right up here. And then what you're gonna do, you're just gonna go around the whole tire and wheel. Make sure you get the tire seated in there. Make sure you don't get the tube pinched between the tire and the wheel. And I generally like to end or directly across from the valve, or pretty close to directly across from the valve, because that makes it, make sure you're not pinching right up where the valve is. And this one is stubborn, and they're gonna be stubborn right at the end. I try not to use the tire lever right at the end, and there it goes, just because it's so easy to get that you're using the tire lever to get the tube pinched between the tire and the wheel, and that's bad. Don't do that. So now that you got the whole tire seated back onto your wheel here, you're gonna go ahead, grab your trusty floor pump, or if you're a CO2 guy and you're on the road somewhere, you can get your CO2 cartridge with, again, the Barfly air lever or any kind of air inflator, and you can use this pretty much with a CO2. You can just screw this right on here, right onto your valve. There you go, just like so, and then you can screw in your CO2 cartridge here, it punctures it, and your tire will fill very, very, very quickly. But I like to save my CO2 cartridges for emergencies, not just demonstration purposes here. So for demonstration purposes, you get your trusty floor pump here. Go ahead, pop it right onto your valve, flip the lever up, and then you're gonna wanna check your sidewall on the tire. This one happens to say inflate to minimum 100 PSI, max 145. I like to say it's about 120, and that's pretty good for my trainer. So let me go ahead, get pumping. And then while you're pumping, what you want to check right up here along the bead where it meets between the tire and the wheel, you want to make sure that it is all showing about evenly on both sides. They can tell you there's another issue with seating or fitment. If there is a gap between, or if there's a spot where it's tucked farther down or it's farther out, they can tell you it's not seating properly. And you need to deflate your tire, check again, make sure it's all seating properly. Looks like this one's working all good. So we'll go ahead, keep going here. And there we go, there's about 120. Looks all good. Go ahead, pop your air chuck off. Tighten down your valve stem here. Tighten your locking nut there to hold it in place. And if you have a cap, you can stick your cap on. Then you're all set. You got a brand new tube all installed here, ready to go back, ready to get riding again. Whether you're on the trail or you're at home and you need to fix it, that'll get you all set. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you head down below, give us a big thumbs up, comment below if this, if there's this tip that I didn't cover that you'd like to share with people. Greatly appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.